the origin of the world. In the beginning, nothing existed in the universe. All was a chaotic ocean, devoid of life or light. In the midst of this chaos, Ben appeared, a giant pyramid rising from the sea. On top of Ben, a lotus flower bloomed, and from this flower the god Ra emerged, bringing light and life to the world. Ra, in his omnipotence, created the first generations of gods, beginning with the air god Shu and the rain goddess Tefnut. The universe was now surrounded by a vast body of primordial water. Shu and Tefnut dove into this water to explore its vastness and infinity. Ra was worried when he realized that his children were taking so long to return, and fearing that he would never see them again, he sent his best messengers to search for them. After some time, Shu and Tefnut returned safely. Ra's joy was so great that from his tears, humans were born. After Shu and Tefnut returned, their children, the earth god Geb and the sky goddess Nut, were born. The union of Geb and Nut created the sky and the earth, forming the world as we know it today. Ra became the great god, ruling over the entire universe, and was made the first pharaoh. This god gave Egypt many sacred animals, such as the bull and the lion. But his greatest gift was the creation of the Nile River. Around the banks of the Nile, humans began to build a prosperous civilization, honoring and worshipping the gods. However, Ra had a premonition that his grandson would give birth to a new generation of gods and overthrow his dynasty. Therefore, the great god forbade heaven and earth to have descendants. However, Nut and Geb disobeyed this order and gave birth to a powerful lineage: Isis, Nephthys, Seth, and Osiris. These four new gods together overthrew Ra. Osiris, one of the four gods, became the new ruler of the world. Under Osiris's rule, the world entered a period of prosperity and order. He introduced mankind to the knowledge of agriculture, weaving, and bread-making, and established laws to maintain order and peace. However, this peace did not last long when Seth, Osiris's brother, rose up with ambition and jealousy. Seth, with greed and jealousy, planned to usurp the throne. In a cruel plan, Seth killed Osiris by locking him in a beautiful coffin and throwing it into the Nile, drowning the supreme god. Isis, Osiris' wife, was heartbroken and wept after losing her beloved husband, and her tears fell into the Nile, creating the traditional floods. Isis, along with her sister Nephthys, searched for Osiris' body. When Isis found the body, she tried to hide it, but Seth found it and cut it into 42 pieces, scattering them all over Egypt. Isis, along with Anubis, the god of the dead, helped to recover the pieces. Under Anubis's guidance, Isis mummified Osiris with her divine powers and resurrected him. However, Osiris could not return to the living world and became the lord of the underworld. Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, grew up and was determined to avenge his father. With courage and support from his mother, Horus fought Seth to reclaim the throne that was rightfully his. After many confrontations and challenges, Horus was finally victorious and was crowned king, restoring order and justice to the world. Osiris and Seth, the War of the Gods. After overthrowing Ra, the god who created the Egyptian world, Osiris became the new god of the universe. He was revered as the supreme god, a symbol of prosperity and order. Osiris took the goddess Isis as his wife, and under his rule, a period of unprecedented prosperity began. Osiris not only brought light and life, but also brought civilization to mankind, who had previously lived in a very primitive state. Osiris taught mankind about agriculture, how to sow and care for crops. He also taught the art of weaving, how to create products from fibers, and how to make bread, an essential food. Not only that, Osiris also issued laws to bring order to chaos, building a disciplined and organized society. Under the reign of this benevolent god, Egyptian civilization began to develop and flourish. However, Osiris had a powerful and ambitious brother named Seth. Seth's kingdom was located in the arid desert surrounding Egypt, making him jealous of Osiris, who had a fertile and prosperous kingdom. This jealousy grew when Osiris had a relationship with Nephthys, Seth's wife, and Anubis, the god of the dead, was born from this union. Seth, in anger at Osiris's betrayal, planned revenge. With his cruelty and cunning, the god of the desert and the embodiment of evil invited Osiris to a great feast in his honor. During the feast, Seth presented his guests with a beautiful coffin and declared that whoever could fit inside it would receive it. Osiris, unsuspecting, decided to give it a try. As soon as Osiris lay down, Seth sealed the coffin and threw it into the Nile, drowning the supreme god. Isis, wife of Osiris, grieved and wept after the loss of her beloved husband. Her tears fell into the Nile, causing the traditional floods. Isis, along with her sister Nephthys, searched for the body of Osiris. When found, Isis tried to hide the body, but Seth discovered it and cut it into 42 pieces, scattering them all over Egypt. Isis, with the help of Anubis, recovered the pieces and, under the guidance of the god of the dead, mummified Osiris using her divine powers. With love and patience, Isis was able to resurrect her husband. However, Osiris could not return to the living world, but had to rule the underworld, where the souls of the dead came to be judged. After his resurrection, Osiris had a son with Isis. His name was Horus, and from birth, Horus was destined to defeat Seth, the usurper of the throne that was rightfully his. Horus and Seth, the battle between good and evil. Background: Set, the god of destruction and chaos, caused a major upheaval in the world of the Egyptian gods by killing Osiris, the supreme ruler. Set not only took his brother's life, but also usurped the throne, starting a reign of terror that brought darkness and chaos to the kingdom of Egypt. However, before he was murdered, Osiris and the goddess Isis gave birth to a successor named Horus. Horus was a falcon god who was prophesied to rule the sky and bring light back to Egypt, ending Set's reign of evil, Horus's maturity and determination. As an adult, Horus decided to reclaim the throne that had been taken from him by his uncle. He knew that in order to restore order and justice, he had to defeat Set and prove himself worthy. This conflict was not just a fight between two individuals, but also a confrontation between good and evil, order and chaos. Other gods joined in the dispute, with a court presided over by the sun god Ra, to decide who was worthy to sit on the throne. First confrontations. On one occasion, Set proposed a challenge to Horus. They would both have to transform into hippos and stay underwater for 3 months. Horus trusted his mother, the goddess Isis, to take advantage of Set's vulnerability to kill him. However, the goddess felt sympathy for Set and could not kill him. This betrayal angered Horus, and he attacked his mother, beheading her. Thoth, the god of knowledge, saved the goddess by replacing her severed head with that of a bull. The war lasts. The war between Set and Horus continued for many years. While fighting in the desert, Set tore out Horus's eye. With the help of Hathor, the goddess of love, Horus's sight was restored. However, Horus's hatred and determination did not diminish. He knew that this war was not only for himself, but also for the survival and prosperity of the entire kingdom. Conspiracy and revenge. The court of the gods demanded reconciliation between Set and Horus. Set, pretending to be a benevolent god, invited Horus to a banquet in his palace. That night, Set attempted to abuse Horus to make him unworthy of the throne. However, Horus defended himself and thwarted Set's plot. Horus decided to take revenge, and with the help of the goddess Isis, he placed his divine seed in a lettuce leaf and offered it to Set to eat. Set ate the poisoned lettuce and began to weaken in front of everyone. A golden disk grew on his forehead, and Horus took the glowing disk and placed it on his own head. The end of the war. Set was humiliated, and after 80 years, the court awarded the throne to Horus, who deserved it. Isis could not be prouder to see her son, with Osiris ascending to his father's throne. Horus' victory was not only a personal victory, but also the restoration of order and justice to the entire Egyptian kingdom. Ra and the solar boat. Ra is the sun god who sails across the sky every day to illuminate the world and at night dives into the sea to enter the underworld. Ra must pass through the 12 gates of the underworld and face the serpent Apophis, who tries to swallow Ra's boat but fails. Horus helps Ra protect the boat from Apophis. We sincerely thank you for taking the time to read and learn about the meaningful and legendary story of the Egyptian gods. We hope that through this story you have gained a deeper understanding of the rich culture and mythology of ancient Egypt. We hope that the values and lessons from the story will continue to inspire and bring good things into your life. Thank you, and may you always be filled with light and life as Ra brought to the world.